Hi everyone. Happy Monday. I know some of you it's evening now, it's 8 o'clock. Some of you are in California, so it's afternoon. So, in any event, I hope everyone had a great day. Mine wasn't too bad in any event. And guess what? I didn't walk myself through the to my YouTube spot. But I would like, having said that, today's Monday. So the first half hour, I will give my intuitive impressions of the news, and we know who's always hugging the news. Uh, but it's been the past. I mean, I streamed last night, last evening at 6 o'clock, and we still have a bunch more news, a lot of things happening. So there is never a dull moment when it comes to Trump and his administration. In any event, the second half hour, I will be doing the usual, I will be answering questions for those who have questions, whether it's personal or about what I covered, or if you have any other question, I'll be happy to answer. So, hi Brenda, how are you? Hi Pat. Okay, thank you Pat PR for your help. I appreciate it. Okay, has anyone seen the video? I think I'm not quite sure. I mentioned it yesterday of Ivan. Oh yes, we did. I did mention it. I'm sorry. I'm losing track because I am, besides streaming, I am working on a couple of other videos that I want to that I'm going to post. So I'm getting a bit confused. Not that I spoke about Ivanka in those videos, because those videos are not going to be about politics. In any event, yes, I did mention that yesterday. But the point I'm trying to make is I know it irks me as well to watch, like this, somebody put it on TV earlier, daddy taking her daughter to work. So please, everyone, excuse me. My camera is about, the battery is about to run out, and if I don't plug it in, I will have a mini blackout. Sorry about that. I forgot to plug it in. I just noticed that. Sorry. 1 second. Okay. I was able to do it from this spot. All right. It's good. Sorry about that. Yes. Intuitively speaking, looking at the way things went for Trump and taking his daughter to work, I feel, yes, everyone internationally who were watching and those who she was trying to communicate with, those who watched the video, I feel like, okay, Mickey. uh, I think it was a good thing because Trump thinking intuitively when I talked with him, and I have been saying this for a very long time, Trump's intention was to have Ivanka follow him. This is so convoluted. I have to remember to say everything because I'm seeing the images, and I have to make sure I say this correctly. Trump's intention was to have Ivanka follow him, okay, and that this all these things that he's having Ivanka and Kushner being his special assistant, having Kushner doing all those things in the Middle East. But Trump is so ignorant, he doesn't understand that these two are not helping him, number one. Number two, well, he doesn't care. But number two, they are displaying their ignorance in front of the world to see. Intuitively, it irked me when I saw her in the picture with world leaders, but I think it's a great thing. If we look at the picture where she was next to Trump and I believe the Japanese prime minister, okay, there was a second row where I believe the Canadian prime minister was there, and there is another gentleman to the left side, I mean, our right facing the picture. Okay, there's a gentleman who's he was sitting almost exactly behind Trump. The way he was looking at Trump and Ivanka, you can tell. And I don't feel this gentleman is the only one who's disgusted with Trump. I mean, a lot of people there, they're just playing him because of the power of the United States. Otherwise, they would not have anything to do with him. And that's going to happen the minute Trump leaves office. And the thought just occurred to me, something I read this morning, I have to say it, and it made me very happy. I mean, although I knew intuitively that if Trump was to last till 2020, he would not be reelected. But there is an organization called Negative Partisanship, and they predicted the 2018 win for the Democrats, and they predicted that Trump will lose if he lasts till 2020 re-election by 278 to 197. That I'm hoping he runs, because once Mueller testifies, hopefully the way I'm intuitively when I look at what Democrats are planning, they're going to start to ramp things up. And Cummings today filed a brief in court because he's trying to get documents. So he filed another brief about more documents he wants from the administration. Every single email, text, Snapchat, everything. So I feel all those things are coming. This is so slow, it's unbelievable, but they are coming. When all those things start to hit the airwave, documents, people testifying, all these things to me will make about a big difference. Pat PR says she's still worried about Mueller's testimony. I believe he will testify. And the other thing is, I have been saying there is something behind the scene that that's another reason why I was concerned. I believe it was Thursday or Wednesday. I said that I had concern because I could feel there is something behind the scenes going on between Trump and Putin. And something Putin said, I believe, to Financial News or Financial something, it's a newspaper. He said that Western liberalism is dead. Can anyone imagine any other American if any other American was president besides Trump, Putin would say something like that? No. To me, it validates some of the feelings that I have been getting. Putin is not saying these things in a vacuum. It is because of his interaction with Trump and some Republicans. They will fail. But that's the thinking. And also the Pentagon released a paper stating that Putin's plan is to cause America and our system of government to crumble. I think he's going to fail miserably, and he has to be careful because he may find himself like the guy. I'm seeing his face. He was a dictator in the Eastern Bloc. Kosciuszko, something like that. Him and his wife and two sons, besides Saddam Hussein, there was another dictator as well who got killed. I mean, it was really bad. So Putin may find himself in a situation like that. If, I know he has very strong, his security is not bad, but I don't think it's America that's going to go down. It may be him. In any event, uh, Putin did not say that just to be talking. There is something behind it. There is more to those words than him just saying it. Someone asked me a question last week, posted a question in the comment, and they're asking one second. How badly is the Supreme Court ruling on gerrymandering going to hurt us and in the future? That's going to be up to us, Democrat. Someone is asking about the Supreme Court, the ruling that I believe it was Friday. They ruled against. They weren't going to touch gerrymandering, and they're going to allow Republicans to continue doing what they've been doing. I feel it's up to Democrats to stand up, and if they have to meet Republicans in the same place, do the same to them. We cannot be nice and let them cheat. So, or we expose them. We have to stand up to them. But if that doesn't happen, yeah, it's going to be bad. In any event, I wanted to answer that question. And the other thing, I piece of news I read, it was yesterday, and it was about Barr. I know I have not mentioned him in a week or so or two. I read in the news that his whole raison d'etre, if you will, the thing he wants to accomplish is to expand the power of the president. And in a sense, to me, intuitively speaking, if the president, there is no check and balance, well, the president it might as well be Papadoc, basically. This country is going to be, our form of government is going to be different. But I feel, I know some of you have read it, Barr is going to fail there as well. Yes, he's going to be removed. I don't know why and how. Just like Pompeo today got caught using his security detail to run errands for him and his family, picking up the dog. Those guys are not supposed to do that. Men and women who are in the Secret Service are not supposed to be doing these things. So he's under investigation now for that. So Barr is going to have his own issues. I am not sure why I had the vision once of him being pulled from behind his desk by the collar of his shirt. But I feel I don't feel he will succeed. He will help Trump for the next few months. Once the kitchen gets too hot, a lot of people will jump ship. The only reason why a lot of them are still hanging around is because Congress, well, Democrats are taking their time. Well, I know they want to make sure that their I's and cross their T's. I understand that. But once things starts coming out, a lot of people will quit the administration. So that's how I feel. And when things get going, I made that prediction. I said it was going to happen in June. Ivanka and Kushner, I still feel they will bail out before this presidency is over. That's my that's how I am getting this, and they are not getting good press. And Trump is getting, he doesn't like to get flags because of, you know, even if it's his kids, it seems like to me. So, like this week, I'm sure he's unhappy about what he's reading, the way he just, well, he did that before in his first year when he went, I believe it was G20 in Europe somewhere, if it was France or Germany, when Ivanka took his chair. So this time she didn't take his chair, so he's promoting her. Our next Queen Ivanka. But none of those things are going to work. And as I am saying this, I'm showing the 4th of July parade. There may be some violence on the 4th of July. I know security is going to be tight, but there are going to be protesters. I don't feel it's going to be like July 4th from the past. This one is going to be different, and people are not going to be happy about it except for the Trumpist, his base. Those are the only people I feel who will be happy. I mean, the hardcore. But people in the middle, no. So the only thing I'm concerned about, I'm seeing people fighting and falling over. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I hope they have enough security there to prevent major bloodshed. No, it's going to, chances are it won't affect Trump because of the way, from what I understand, you have to have tickets in order for you to be in a certain area or wherever he's going to speak at. So they may not even know about it if something is going down the street or around the area. But I don't think this thing is going to, it's not going to be as peaceful as they would like. Now, I mentioned last week that I felt Trump is desperate now for a win. And I feel like saying, if we heard all day they've been talking about a proposal, from what I understand it was in the New York Times and I didn't have a chance to read it. In my opinion, intuitively speaking, I feel they're just looking for something to give to Trump. And since freezing North Korea's nuclear project to its current form is acceptable to Trump, anything he can get to declare victory. If you heard about that situation, I feel that's what's going on. They are simply looking for a way, something for him to run on for 2020, but I don't feel that's going to help him in any way. First of all, I feel this is going to fail. I feel he's so dumb. Xi, Kim, and Putin are manipulating him. I mean, of course. Okay. And also, the whole Chinese trade war that's been going on, unfortunately for us, and the poor farmers have suffered for nothing. Because he's already making all sorts of alibis why we may not come out on top, that China may win. I did not read the article today, but I'm not surprised. And I believe in one of my videos, I did say this is not going to go anywhere because there is so much dysfunction in this administration They don't have a cohesive plan on how to approach anything from the poor people that and the kids they are detaining at the border to his foreign policy. Everything will fail. Yes, they may, just to make him happy, they're floating this nuclear freeze for North Korea, but I don't see a big one for Trump. Uh, and today I have to mention the kids. I am going to be honest. The $40 billion that Nancy Pelosi approved, or whatever they went and did, they passed the House and the Senate. That will help. But at this point, I don't feel we need to keep these people in prison. Those kids should be released to go to their parents. But unfortunately, it's not at my. Uh, there's nothing I can do about it. All I can do is they may get some relief because of that money, but those people are not going to be free until we are Trump, until America becomes a Trump free country, this whole family. So if I don't mention uh, the women, children, and men who are in detention, it's because I don't see anything new to report. I don't like to keep talking and repeating things if I don't see any changes. Uh, Sorry, I'm looking at my teleprompter. I want to make sure I covered everything. You know something else? And I feel I've a couple of times I have ragged on journalists, and there is a journalist, I'm sure all of you know him, Frank Bruni. I believe he works for the New York Times. And he was talking about how the press is going about vilifying the Democrats, and they will help. In a sense, they are playing in Trump's hands, and basically that's what they did to. That's what they did. That's what they did to Hillary. Okay, they did not do the job. They did not do any thorough investigation of Trump. Instead, they promoted him all over the place, flying in his airplane. And until after he became president, that's when they started digging and running around as if they lost their mind and heads. So, uh, and I believe I mentioned something like that, but I was happy to hear that Frank Bruni feels the same way because I've ragged on him on journalists in general a couple of times during my streams. Okay, having said that, I have to do a little promotion. I have to promote myself a little bit. If anyone would like a reading from me, please, uh, I have the link to my website below, psychicmilu.com, or you can send me an email at psychicmilu@aol.com. If you would like me to make the appointment for you or however you want to go about doing it, please let me know. And also, I usually post a phone number. That's what I'm going to look for right now, to post in order to allow everyone to to call me when oh yeah, that's one thing I have to make sure I mention. Please call me if I ask you to call. I wish I could open the lines, but the way it works is I read questions that are posted in the chat, okay, and then I ask whomever I see. I wish I had a system, but the best I can come up with is the minute I look at the chat, the first one I see, I go with it. I ask the person to call me. So please, if I don't call you, I wish I could read for everyone. Unfortunately, I can't. So don't call if I don't ask you to call. I would appreciate it. Okay. And also, I am not sure of the date yet, the Edgar Cayce Center in New York City. I am a member. I will be doing live group readings there. I used to do it before every Saturdays. they asked me to do it again. I am not quite sure. Sometimes at the end of July, I was asked to do one for them. But this one is not in Virginia Beach. I did one, a couple in Virginia Beach, but this one is in New York City. And from what I understand, it's going to be at the end of this month. They are supposed to let me know the date. So if any of you live in New York City, you can see me in person, walking around the room and reading for everyone. So, okay, I thought I would mention that. Okay, now it's time. Okay, it's 8:25. I will start allowing you to ask questions, whether it's personal or if it's something about the news. Okay, Heather is asking me a question. I was in a car accident something ago. 1 second. Got rear-ended. Is the other insurance company going to get it together and straighten out the paperwork and pay the body shop? Yes, I'm seeing you given a paper, so it's probably a check. Maggie is asking me about an accident she had. She got rear-ended. Yes, Maggie, I feel you will get paid. Unfortunately, insurance companies, they don't like to spend, I mean, like the rest of us. They do investigations, all kinds of stuff to see if there is a way they can get out of it, but you will get your money. So keep after them. Okay. That was the first question I saw. Bear with me. Okay, Angela. Let me see. Have a fabulous night. Have a good night, Angela. Let's see. Somebody. Anything on the ProPublica story 9500? Oh, Ruby, I heard about that in the news. There is a Facebook page or a secret page where CPB agents they go and post all where they basically celebrate the death of poor immigrants. Okay. Yes, they will find out who those guys are and they will pay the consequences according to the law. So, yeah, don't worry, Ruby 37. It's people who go and do these type of things and think you can hide behind technology are so stupid. It's not funny. You cannot hide. You create a page, you're doing dumb things, you're going to be find out. They will find out who created the page and they'll come after you. So it's mind-boggling to me how people think they can do these things and they're going to get away with it. It's not going to happen. Okay. Sandra is asking at the border, some of the guards, yes, are arming themselves because they are afraid of people rioting. But you know what, Sandra, I am not seeing violence, and because those things are hitting the news, so the administration is going to do the best it can to alleviate those situations. So, but right now, I don't think so, because regardless of what we are hearing from the news, the people in charge of those like CBP and the like, Congress is applying a lot of pressure on them. And also, they are all fully aware. Yes, they're doing the best they can to follow Trump's, because their leaders are temporary. All of them, so-called, those guys were not approved by Congress. So Trump can fire them at any point. So there are a bunch of people who find themselves in positions for whatever reason they may not even be qualified to be in. So they're going to follow their dear leader. But they also know the days of this administration, nothing is for sure. and they may pay a price at some point. So a lot of them are mindful of that as well. Okay, somebody has big red dots. Yes, I got you, Angela. Will we get any new info from Mueller? Angela, Angela, I would be surprised. First of all, we that thing is 400 something pages long. Angela is asking. I'm sorry, I read it and I didn't explain. Angela is asking when Mueller testifies if he's going to provide any new information that's not in the report. Angela, I don't think so. And you know what? I know I did not read the report. I read some of it, but I wish I had enough time to read it. I don't, and I will tell you in a minute. But you know what? The information that's in that 458 page report, or however many pages, okay, is damning enough. I feel intuitively Mueller's presence testifying is going to be a blockbuster. Number one. Number two, I was reading today that Republicans are planning on going after him. Good luck to them. And you know something I keep getting? The Jim Jordan and Getz, from what I understand, they are, I think it's bravado. They're just talking, trying, but these guys are not going to scare Mueller, okay? But what I feel we may have a moment. Oh, Schiff did it when Schiff called out the vice chairman. I don't remember exactly who was testifying, and Schiff took him on, but I'm sure you guys remember that moment. And also, it reminds me of that guy who asked the Congressman MacArthur, I believe he was a congressman or a senator, I don't remember exactly, in the 1950s. Have you any shame, sir? We may have one of those moments during the Mueller testimony. Okay, so, and Matt Gaetz lives in a glass house, and he's not very bright. I'm not quite sure how he got a law degree. From what I understand, he's a lawyer. Good luck to them. That's all I can say. But Angela, I am not seeing. I don't feel there's going to be any new information. But you know what? They don't need any new information. What's in the report is damning enough, I feel. Okay. Marietta is asking if Sarah Sanders going to write a book. Yes, and I did mention, who did I mention? I said, I mentioned, no, I'm not surprised. Yes, that book is going to be written. Kellyanne Conway, I mentioned once, I said she was going to write a book. Her too. Yes, the book is coming, Marietta, absolutely. Are you kidding? Because Sarah Sanders is going to have a tough time finding a job. I mean, unless she can go to California to work with, the guy from Fox News may give her a job somewhere. Okay? But these people, just like Sean, the first communication director, basically this guy had to beg for a job. I'm not quite sure. From what I understand, he's a fellow at Harvard or something like that. But anyway, these little jobs don't help very much. Okay. Next question. Hang on a second. Nancy is asking, when will my sister-in-law in Georgia get her slip and fall settlement? Nancy, Nancy's asking, it's her sister slip and fall. I'm getting 2. I don't think it's 2 weeks, not 2 months. I feel like saying within the next 2 years. But I feel she will get it. Okay, I don't think it's 2 months. They're gonna try to make, they're gonna try to negotiate and come to, to a number. So, okay. Let's see. I'm looking for the next question. Let's see. Carol says she hits Jim Jordan. You're not the only one. Hi, Cherry Path. How are you? Margaret is asking. That one is not a psychic question, Margaret. Can the Secret Service refuse to protect Trump and his family? I don't think so. I don't know. This is a lawyer question, a question for people who know the law. But intuitively speaking, I don't see them walking away from Trump. When Trump leaves the White House, I don't feel, from what I understand, they don't owe his kids protection anymore. It's going to be Trump and his wife, but they're going to be busy going back and forth to court. And yes, they're going to have to have their own security. So, but I don't know. I don't see them walking away. So chances are they're going to have Secret Service protection. I mean, Trump and his wife, possibly, I mean, for life. But they're going to be in jail anyway. So, how much does Nancy? Okay, Pamela is asking, how much does Nancy know? I like those. Yes, those high heels will get my attention all the time. That's Pamela. Pamela is asking, how much does Nancy Pelosi know and what is she waiting for? Like I said before, Nancy Pelosi has information that we don't have. Okay, that is for sure. And the reason why I said that I can validate in some ways, I've always felt she did, and Trump was going to jail. I'm among the few people who feel he will. And I think artists even told me once I was the only one who thinks Trump is going to jail. So, or one of the few people. What I feel like saying is, when she said she would rather see Trump in jail than being impeached, she knows why. Okay, because she has a lot more information. She knows a lot more about Trump and his family and things that he has done. That's why she made that statement. She was not just talking. Okay? So, and she is waiting because, well, I have a problem with her waiting this long. Okay, but since there's nothing I can do. I feel it's a waste of time. They should have started impeachment proceedings months ago. Like that, they would get all the documents and everything that they need from Trump and his family. Okay, but she wants to dot all the I's, like I said earlier, and cross all the T's. So it's her prerogative. She's the boss. But I feel regardless of how Nancy Pelosi went about it, either crossing all the T's and dot all the I's, uh, impeachment, I don't feel we would lose the House because of the impeachment proceedings. They, it's easy for me to sit here and say, but intuitively speaking, I don't feel Democrats did a good enough job countering Bob Barr, okay, given his redacted version of the Mueller report. I feel Democrats could have done a lot better job informing the public as to what's going on. So, but she's just being careful because she doesn't want to lose the majority. That's basically what I hear, and it resonates with how I feel intuitively. Oh my God. Diane Ainsworth says her husband crossed last month after 52 years of marriage. Diane, can you please call me? I'm going to post a number. I'm sorry, I just looked up above all those high heels and I saw your question. Diane, can you please call me? Okay. Kathy says Getz is a drunken fool. His daddy bought him a degree. That sounds about right, Diane. Oh, happy birthday. Whose birthday is today? Oh, I don't see a name. Oh, artist. Happy birthday, artist. I didn't realize that. Okay. I am looking for the next question. If I'm looking away, I know some of you because I have my fancy teleprompter right in front of me so I don't have to look to the left for my notes. When I look to the left, I'm looking for questions. Uh, who? Oh, Diane Ainsworth. Please call me. Let's see, I'm going to scroll up for more questions. Okay. They posted comments on there. Okay. I went over that already. The person posted something about that Facebook page. Those dumb CBP officers, they wouldn't post things in there. That's unbelievable. Oh, a bunch of policemen did that too. I believe some policemen in Philadelphia were suspended because they had a Facebook page as well. I don't know what these guys are thinking. Chili Dog says Facebook is a propaganda mill and not worth being on anymore. You know something? I agree with you. And that's what's going to cause. There are going to be some changes at Facebook, and I made that prediction a while back, months ago. I feel within the next 2 years, that kid is no longer going to be there. I forget his name now, but it's okay. I'm sure everyone knows who I'm talking about. Okay. Question much? Okay, I answered that question already. I'm scrolling back up. I'm sorry, people. Okay. I am scrolling up for question. Liz is asking why does the U.S. media does not challenge Trump about his lies. I've been asking the same question. You know what I feel it is about? Access. It's just like when you go on somebody's show, the host doesn't want to ask you too many hard questions. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And it's the same thing when those. Well, I feel the media is finding his voice because now they call Trump liar every day. So in some ways, and I've made this prediction as well. I've mentioned before that somebody is going to call out Trump to his face. So that's coming. But before, I feel it was a matter of access. They wanted, or at least I guess they were hoping Trump would change. He would stop lying to people's face just over any little thing. But I feel they are beginning to find their voices and coming to the realization that Trump is not going to change, and if they don't call him on some of his lies, he's not going to stop anyway because that's what he's used to doing. But I feel it had to do with access, and they did not want to rock the boat. Basically, that's all it boils down to. Okay, I am looking for more questions. Okay. ICE is doing raids in Philly. It's scary for many people. Oh, Pat, I understand that. I mean, that was announced a couple of weeks ago, and from what I understand today, I read somewhere that after July 4th, he intends that activity is going to intensify. So, yeah, it's not going to be easy for immigrants until Trump leaves office, unfortunately. So, believe me, it bothers me too. but I try to let go of it. There isn't very much I can do. Yeah, because when I remember a long time ago, if I was not, if I, if I didn't have my papers, I probably would not be in this country. I remember it was 1973, right around about after, right around after I believe I had graduated from high school. My friend had an apartment, so I left my parents' house and I was staying in his apartment because they deported his wife, and they came for him. And at the time, I don't remember how they called immigration. They knocked on his bedroom door. I heard no, they knocked on the front door because it was a long time ago. It was in 1973, 72, 73. He went to open the door. They got him. I mean, it was so disrespectful, people. It was not funny. They insulted me. They insulted him. They asked me for my papers. Thank God I had my green card at that time. I was only here maybe 2, 3 years at the time. Uh, so nothing happened to me. But at the time, if I wasn't legal, they would have deported me as well. So I have witnessed how rude these people can be. They insult you. That's why they changed the way they used to arrest immigrants. Okay, so I I understand. I've watched it. I got lucky. I had my papers at the time, but yeah, they have no respect. Those at that time they called it INS, Immigration and Naturalization Service. At the time, that's how they called them at the time. It was 1970, early 72, 73. So I remember, I if I didn't have my papers, they would have gotten me too. Uh, Sandra is saying, did I hear that Lindsey Graham wants Trump to have a third term? Yes, Sandra, I believe I mentioned that in one of my streams. And I'm glad you posted that question because these things are not being thrown around out of the blue. Okay? It is because Republicans, they would not mind, since they cannot win elections fair and square. They have to do all kinds of subterfuge to, like gerrymandering, all kinds of stuff for them in order for them to be able to, or outright cheat like they did in Georgia and Florida and Texas. Okay? So since they can't win fair and square, uh, now they want to change the government. Okay? So I was not surprised when Graham mentioned that Trump deserved a third term or Trump should have a third term. You know what I mean? Uh, but I don't feel that's going to happen. And Graham and all these people, they're going to end up with mud in their faces. Because once Trump is gone, all these people are going to be uh, vilified, so to speak. Okay? They are not going to be like they are today, uh, walking around and full of themselves. And all that's needed is for the Senate to change hands. Once that happens as well, we're not going to hear very much of him until there is a young gentleman who's running against Graham. I feel he can do very well. Unfortunately, he may not make it, but I am praying. He's funded. In fact, I have to donate some money to his campaign. Uh, let's keep our fingers crossed, but I would be surprised if he wins because that area of the country, I believe it's North Carolina or something like that, uh, they are Trumpist. In any event, Sandra, it wasn't by chance that Lindsey Graham made that statement. It's on in the mind of Republicans. Okay, Roxanne is asking, will we have a public hearing on TV of the impeachment? Oh yes, Roxanne. Yes. Well, Roxanne is asking, will they have public hearings like they did for Nixon during when they had their impeachment inquiries? Absolutely, Roxanne. They cannot do this thing behind closed doors. And well, let me tell you, that's why Trump is so desperate these days. Okay, Mueller testifying in public. Oh God, it's going to be a blockbuster. So that's when you're going to see Trump panic. And then I'm hoping that they have some of Trump's documents, okay, and have people testify. Yeah, this is going to be big. That's why I thought Democrats would have started doing this a long time ago. But hey, better late than never. Okay. Carl is asking, Carl, can you please call me? Carl is asking, what is the next big thing for him? That's an open question. Carl, can you please call me? I'm sorry, I just saw your question. Okay. Oh, I asked somebody to call me. Oh, maybe she left. I'm sorry. Marietta, thank you for reminding us. Please, everyone, hit the thumbs up if you like, please. I would appreciate it. That's one of the data points that YouTube looks at. So if you like the stream, please hit the thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And also, if you would like a reading from me, my link is below the video. Thank you for reminding me, Marietta. I appreciate it. Michelle is asking, will her disability be approved? Michelle, do you have a cane? I feel like saying yes, but you're going to have... Okay, the minute I read your question, I was getting lawyer. So please make sure you have a lawyer that can help you navigate through this, okay? But I feel like saying yes, you will get it. I'm going to go back down because I'm not sure I'm going up, and I may be... Hi, this is me, Lou.
Hi, this is Diane. I finally got through to you.
Oh, Diane, okay. You asked me about your husband, right?
Yes.
Give me one. Okay, why am I getting chest? Did he have a chest issue when he passed?
Yes, he got pneumonia in the hospital from
Okay.
a problem from what the doctors did, and it went into his chest, caused pneumonia, and
Yep.
killed him.
Yep, that's where I was getting chest. You know, I have to say something I had no way of knowing. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
otherwise, I'm just talking here. You know, just pretending. You know what I mean? So, and who's David, please? Or the name starts with the letter D?
My name's Diane, and my
Oh
husband
no.
was named On.
Whose name? Not your name. Oh, your name is Diane, but there is another D. Who's the other
My
D?
husband is Don.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you. You know, sometimes I can't hear it very well because I knew there was another D, although I did not. You told me your name, it goes, okay, that's to validate, okay, besides, you know, me, him showing me the chest. Well, it's not him because he just passed. His mother and father are speaking for him, okay? They want you to know they came to get him when it was time for him to cross. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He is with them. He wants to thank you for taking such great care of him, and also while he was in the hospital for being with him. Does that make sense to you? And I'm seeing ventilators. Was he in ventilators?
Yes.
Okay. So he loved you very much. Do you have a daughter or two? Why am I getting two?
I have a daughter that was with him the whole time too, all 13 days.
Okay. But I'm getting two. I don't know why I'm getting two. So remember, I told you that we don't have to go into
I
that
have
now.
I have a daughter-in-law that calls him Dad also.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, but he just wants you to know through his mom and dad that he's doing well and he's in a great place. Pass his love to everyone, okay? And there's a baby. Who's having a baby or who had a baby or wants a baby?
I don't know.
What? Remember, I told you. Okay?
I will remember.
Okay, good luck to you and God bless.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Thank you to people. Thank you to the people who gave me the number too, who helped me online.
Okay, I'm sure
There
they
were a whole
heard
bunch
you.
of people who gave me the number to help me. So
Okay.
thank them all. I'm thanking them all right now.
Okay, no problem. They can
Come on.
hear you. Okay, have a good night. Bye bye. Okay. Let's see. Incognito is asking, that's an open question, Incognito. What's with a relationship, Incognito? Hi, this is me, Lou.
Hey, Milu, this is Carl.
Okay, Carl, how are you? What's with the business?
All right.
Do you want to start a business?
I have a business.
Oh, you have a business. Because I keep hearing business the minute I saw your question. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What? I am seeing a house with a pool. Do you own one now?
Hold on.
Do you own?
What did you say?
Okay, I am seeing a house with a pool. That has two meanings. It may means two things. If you right now are going through, a rough patch, things are going to be okay. Do you own a house right
Okay.
now that looks like a stucco and it has a pool? The sidings look like stucco to me, and there's a pool. It's a beautiful home. Do you own one now?
A beautiful home?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, it means two things. Okay. Yes, you will do well in your business or with your business. Okay. There is a home coming. Do you own a home now? Because I'm seeing a house. I can confuse time. I don't know if you have it already or do you own a home now?
No, I don't.
It's gonna. Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
own a house now. No.
It's coming. Remember, I told you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. Good luck to you. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Let's see. Susan is asking, do I see any changes in her son's life? Any major changes? Okay. As I'm reading your question, Susan, I'm seeing a lady with dark hair. Okay, she's a brunette. Do you know who that is? She's very attractive too. So if he doesn't have a girlfriend now, there is one coming. The reason why I'm talking from here without asking you to call is because the clock is ticking. It's 8:58, so I'm going to give you the answer really fast. I am not seeing a change of residence yet, but but that's possibly because it's coming down the line. Okay, work wise, I am seeing something with technology. Okay, so I feel like saying if he's looking for a new job, that's going to happen. He's going to be fine. Your son is going to be fine, Susan. I am not seeing. I mean, of course, he's your son. You worry about him, but I feel he's going to be okay. Okay. All right, everyone. It's time. It's that time. Unfortunately, the hour went by very fast. I would like to thank everyone for spending the hour with me, whether you are in the chat or you are at home. And from what I understand, some people watch from their phones. I don't know how you do it, but oh my God, the screen is so small. Or maybe you have a smartphone, so you can put it horizontally. In any event, I want to thank everyone for your support and for watching. I appreciate it. And Pat, PR, Pat Red, thank you very much for your help. I have to say good night, unfortunately. I will see you for sure Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock. I may come on tomorrow if they have any major breaking news. And I am working. I was talking to someone earlier. I forgot to mention this because I said I didn't have time to read all the reports. Is because, and that's another reason why I prefer to live stream. I don't have to edit the video, although I do because I post some of it on Instagram. But it takes me so long when I edit the videos. Like right now, I'm editing 3 videos. It's like, oh my God. Because every time you edit the videos, you have to, if it's 5-10 minutes long, you have to play the whole thing to see if it makes sense. Sometimes I release them when I mispronounce words and stuff like that. It's because I don't have time to re-record the whole thing. So, but those take time. That's why I prefer to do live stream. And also, I prefer to live stream because if something happens, I can come on for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and talk about it, give you my intuitive impression about it, and then leave. As opposed to record a video, I have to edit it. It takes too long. So yes, editing videos can be time consuming. Okay, everyone, have a good night. I will see you on Wednesday. I have to look for my streaming app and say good night. Have a good one. Bye.